All right, YouTube, welcome to another video. And today I'm making a commentary video on knives. And this video was inspired by Tobias Gibson's channel, his video entitled In Defense of Chinese Made Boy Scout Knives. Now, here I'll have to disagree with Tobias a little bit because he says that, what did he, I'm paraphrasing everything, of course. He said that the Boy Scouts of America decided, and the Cub Scouts of America decided to make their knives in China because they wanted to keep the knives affordable for children to buy, that these knives were not adult collectibles. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree that Boy Scouts knives and Cub Scout knives are not knives that adults should be collecting. Well, they can collect it, but it wasn't intended for that purpose, for adults to buy and collect. It was the sole purpose of Cub Scout and Boy Scout knives were pocket knives to issue out to Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts, the children, so that they have a tool to learn with, tool to use during their membership in the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And then it becomes a part of their legacy to own that knife even through adulthood. It becomes something of a special, something of very special value to a person. So I agree with Tobias in that aspect. But here's the thing. The Boy Scouts of America, the Cub Scouts of America, okay? Although the Boy Scouts may have originated elsewhere, founded or was originated elsewhere, it has become an Americana thing, you know? So it's expected that right from the uniform, right to the knives or the equipment issued to these children in these clubs, those products should be made here in America because it's an American thing. It's an American organization. It's an Americana thing. Okay. I'm not being racist. I'm not trying to be anti-Chinese because here I have a Chinese Rough Rider. I have a Taiwanese made Rat Ontario 1. Here's a USA made Spyderco. Here's a Swiss made Victorinox. Okay, so it's like, okay, I like knives. I like to somewhat collect them. I'm not a collector of knives, that's for sure. I don't have enough to say I'm a collector, but I do like to buy knives, and I like to buy knives that I like, that have some meaning to them sometimes. Now, if I want to buy an American knife, I want to buy a knife that has the American legacy. So for me to go and purchase an American brand, but yet it says made in China, that totally kills it. Now, if I was to go and buy a Swiss Army knife, and then on the back of it says made in China, I wouldn't buy it anymore because one of the reasons I bought this is because it's made in Switzerland, and they're known for good quality workmanship. And also, this knife this knife's legacy is unique and is unique to Switzerland, So I don't want it shared with other countries. I don't want it to be produced or made in China or Brazil or North America or Mexico. I want it to be made in Switzerland. See, it's not about hate or racism. It's about wanting authenticism. Okay, do you want to eat? Do you want to go to Germany and eat chocolate that was made in China? Okay, do you want to go to France and buy souvenirs of the Eiffel Tower and go to Italy and buy souvenirs of the Roman Colosseum that were made in China? So why would you want to even go to Italy or France if you're going there to purchase or experience things that were made in China? Okay, sure, you get to go see the Eiffel Tower, you get to go see the Colosseum, but once you go see it and come back home, it becomes a memory. It becomes the past. Okay, so you want something to take, you want something of authentic value to take home with you to remember that day. And if I had to go back home with a souvenir that I purchased in Rome or Paris, and I go back home to the United States and I look on the back of it and it says made in China, and then I could find that same product probably at Walmart, at my local Walmart. Wow, what the hell did I do? But waste money to go to somewhere and try to experience an authentic experience, and then I come home with something that was made in China or Mexico or somewhere else. I go to a specific country. I want to experience authentic culture of that country, and I want to walk away with the product made by that country. Okay, same as United States. Why would anyone in this world want to come visit United States if everything that they consume, purchase, and experience is made in China or Mexico or anywhere else? Okay. Now I understand that United States and America is a we like to call it a melting pot, or is a multicultural society, and it's built on the foundation of immigrants, and everything we think is American is once came over from other countries, and blah blah blah, whatever, this and that. But the thing is America has its own culture, regardless of what you think, how United States was formed. United States has its own culture, and we need to start making products here in America again. And when we make automobiles, when an American company makes an American automobile, it needs to be 100% made in the United States. If an American knife company, Buck, Gerber, I don't know if Spyderco is an American company. Is it? Benchmade, whatever, needs to I know that Ontario is an American company. But they make knives in Taiwan. They need to make it here in the United States. They need to own American culture again. Okay. Now, going back to Tobias Gibson's statement that Boy Scouts of America and Cub Scouts of America intentionally sent their knives to be made in China so that children can afford to buy it, or because it's children that are buying it and this and that. I'm sorry, but that's not true. Children, number one, these days don't buy anything. It's their parents that buy it. So me, if I'm sending my 8-year old or even a 14-year old, 8-year old to the Cub Scouts or my 14-year old to the Boy Scouts, if I had a choice between buying them a $20 Boy Scout knife or a authentic American made Boy Scout knife that costs $40 or $50, knowing the eccentric value, the authentic value and the legacy that's behind such a such a club, I would see it as important enough for me to spend 40, $50 to purchase a Boy Scouts of America knife made in America to give to my child. Okay, I might even purchase two, one for me and one for him or her, Boy Scout, Girl Scouts, or whatever. Okay, so I I don't think it was because Tobias says it is. I don't think it was because Boy Scouts wanted to make the knife stay affordable. I really think that the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts and the Girl Scouts had no choice. Think about it. Think about it. What knife company in America is capable of making a Boy Scouts of America knife, okay, or a Cub Scout or a Girl Scout knife for 40 or $50? There is no way in hell. Do you think Case is going to do it? Nope. I bet you if Case made a knife like the Boy Scouts of America or Girl Scouts or Cub Scouts of America knife with a can opener, with a multi knife blade knife, and all this and that, it would cost well over $100. That's how it is. Oh, and forget about GEC. Forget about them, because they wouldn't even be able to fulfill that order because they can barely make knives now to keep up with demand. So they had I don't think they had any choice. They had to go to China. They had to ask China to make it. They couldn't ask Case because Case would have been way too expensive. I'm not talking about just double the price. It'd probably have been quadruple the price. Okay? And that's the problem, folks. Just because it's made in the USA doesn't mean it has to be expensive. Okay? And it has to be poor quality. It can be great quality and made affordable, but they won't do it. Why? Because we as Americans have become, I hate to say it, but lazy and don't want to really work to make this country great. Okay? It's all about easy money. It's all about more money and going to work and not putting forth the real effort to put some skill sets into making products and making America a force in the industrial manufacturing world once it the way they used to be. Okay? The way we used to be. So here's a knife. I mean, $130 for this. I mean, it's a great knife. I love the blade, sharp as hell, quality made. But the materials used in this making of this knife, it shouldn't cost any more than any of these knives right here. Okay, maybe the steel is a little bit more costly. So yeah, I can understand the knife costing more, but $130 compared to $20, $40, and $24. No. Somewhere we are going way, way too far off the deep end. Somewhere we're doing something really, really wrong. I mean, and let me ask everybody this. What's going on? our border is not secure. We have so many illegal aliens coming into this country. So there's plenty of cheap labor coming into the country. There are I work in places where there are nothing but immigrants working in the factory, the warehouses and stuff, and they're making pretty decent money. They're not making real cheap labor type wages. They're making okay money. So, but I don't know. Made in the USA, expensive as hell. Made in China, real dirt cheap. Made anywhere else, moderately priced. Switzerland. You would think Switzerland stuff would be very, very expensive. You would think this knife would cost maybe $60-$70 because it was made in Switzerland. But no, this is a $23 knife. I'm sorry, $24 knife. Almost as cheap as any Rough Rider, and it's definitely a more functional and usable knife than any Rough Rider. But look how cheap it is. Can opener, saw, and this could be a perfect Boy Scout knife or a Cub Scout knife. But you think that Case will make a knife like this for children at this price? No, they won't do it. Why? Because they're freaking greedy ass mofos. That's why. You think they would have some type of patriotism to say, well, for the children, let's take one for the children and make an affordable, decent knife for the children, But will they do it? No. It's a big company. They can do it. Will GEC do it? No. Will Bear and Son do it? Hopefully. Bear and Son is an American company, and I hope that they succeed in producing many knives and become a force in the knife manufacturing industry. And I hope that one day that Bear and Son would take on big contracts in America, making and producing knives for these legacy organizations. All right. So that's all I have to say. Nothing against Tobias. I understand his reasoning and logic, but I think he's kind of wrong. In my opinion, the Boy Scouts and the Cub Scouts and the Girl Scouts all are having China make their knives because they have no choice. They have no one to go to that's going to help them carry on the legacy. So that's my opinion. Thanks for watching. See you later.